Heyo everybody, it's me, Gulif, and today we're here to discuss some new photos, specifically surrounding the new Netflix Avatar live-action adaptation that is coming out most likely next year. I made a recent video in the last few months discussing the first batch of photos that came out, and I was pretty mixed on most of those, but the only one I really liked was Aang. Today we have 5 images as opposed to the 4, so we're going to be discussing those, and I'm going to go through those each one by one. I'll pull them up while I'm talking right here casually. I'm going to talk about them in order of what's most exciting to me, and I'm going to start with Prince Zuko because we got another photo of him, and it's not that it's not exciting, it's just I've seen him before, especially in the previous video we talked about that image. One of the first image we have here is of Prince Zuko, played by Dallas Liu, and it's good. I think he looks pretty spot on. He has that awful haircut from season 1, man. I remember introducing this show to my wife because I knew it was something she would like if she gave it a chance, and when she did, I knew she'd like Zuko because she loves that archetype of hero turned, of villain turned hero, and that's what Zuko's all about. So it took her a while to get over the hump of season 1 because Zuko has this horrendous haircut throughout the first season, and it's really unpleasant to look at. But here we have it in live action, and I love the set design in the back. I'm loving these, like, the scale pattern in what I'm assuming is one of their industrial warships. I still have an issue with his scar. It really does not look like a burn scar. It looks and kind of feels like a bruise, like he got punched in the face. This does not feel like he got part of his face burned off. And I'm really disappointed with that because I wish there would be more willingness to mess up a character's face. And in the show, he's got a pretty gnarly scar, and people still think he's super hot. So why are they pulling back? I don't know, and I don't think it looks great. Okay, moving on to the next photo. Here we have our first look at Azula. I do not know this actress's name. Okay, her name is Elizabeth Yu, and this one's 4th out of the 5 images in my ranking for now because she looks incredibly young and almost, not as an insult, like baby-faced. Like, she looks very young, and I understand that Azula is also supposed to be very young. She's barely older than Zuko. I have to see the performance because going off of just the visual aesthetics of this character, I'm not really getting that, intensity, but it's really hard to get that from a character that has such an intensely, what am I trying to say? An intensely devious charisma to them. That's a good way to describe Azula, I feel like.
What are you doing here?
You mean it's not obvious yet? I'm about to celebrate becoming an only child!
But I'll have to see Elizabeth Yu's performance as Azula to really kind of make my mind up, because the look it's fine, I don't think this costume's anything amazing. I don't think it's a direct rip from any of her classic outfits. It doesn't really look like it to me, but I'll have to see her performance, so I will withhold full judgment on that. But as of looks, it's fine, I guess. One thing I think we need to keep in mind is that Azula is canonically 14. I know that feels weird because I always thought she was like older than Zuko, but apparently she is younger than Zuko. I just double checked. I'm pretty sure I said the opposite thing earlier. She is younger than Zuko. She is his little sister. I think we need to keep in mind is that Azula is a child, and it's really hard to transition that image we have of a cartoon character, especially when they're a 14-year-old cartoon character that looks a certain way, and we transition that into live action. It is not at all going to feel the same. That is why I'm very much waiting for a performance on this. I think it would have been less jarring if she had a very, very show-accurate uniform and costuming, and it's not exactly there. But even then, I just think she looks so young, and that's going to be a big hump that a lot of people have to get over, accepting that this character is actually 14. So that's something I think we should keep in mind. Moving on to the third image we have Ken Lung or Lung playing the main villain of season 1, Commander Zhao, and then Admiral Zhao. I think it's alright. He's got the classic sideburns. Again, this is similar boat to Azula, where I will need to see a physical, verbal performance on screen to really kind of make my mind up. The costume is fine. The costumes don't really get good till the first 2 images, which we'll get to. It's just a little bland so far, and you can see the Fire Nation armies in the back, and out of focus, they look kind of like Power Rangers villains to me. Maybe they'll look better when they're in focus, because this is kind of an out of focus image, but that's just to me. Ken Leung, he has a lot to live up to because Jason Isaacs in the original animated series was incredible. He gave a great performance for Admiral Zhao, and it's still one of my favorites in the show. I think it's pretty underrated. On to the top 2 images for me. Here we have Paul Sun-Hyung Lee playing the S-tier character of the show, up there with Zuko, Iroh. One of my favorites. Gets me to cry every time I watch the show. What an amazing character. Just gushing separate aside from the original series. My goodness, what an amazing character. I just love him. I don't know anyone that's watched this show that does not love this character, but visuals, he looks perfect. He looks perfect as this character. The visual design of the outfit, the hairstyling, the bun on top, and even the split mustache right there. I really love the way that looks. He just looks like a big happy Santa Claus. That's kind of the vibe that Iroh's always given off, so I think it's perfect. I think he looks so good. And now let's move on to my absolute favorite out of these batch of images is Daniel Dae Kim as Firelord Ozai. Yes, the guy from The Good Doctor.
I am a surgeon! I am a surgeon! Dr. Hunt!
He looks amazing. He looks so good. He looks like a Fire Lord. I'm loving the facial hair, the visual, just the aesthetic of this image is beautiful. I love the way the outfit moves, and his just silhouette is so good with the shoulders and the crown around his top bun. It looks so good. I really do enjoy this actor from what I've seen him in, and he looks amazing. He's also been in Avatar before. He voiced, I think it was an Earth Kingdom general or a higher-ranking military official in the animated series, and he was pretty good. So I'm interested to hear what his voice is going to sound like, because in the original, Mark Hamill gave such a chilling performance as Firelord Ozai, and I'm really interested to see how that's going to feel in live action.
Now I realize that banishment is far too merciful a penalty for treason. Your penalty will be far steeper.
I know he's got the physical presence because Daniel Dae Kim he's pretty ripped from what I've seen. So I think this is great casting. I think it's a great choice. This is my favorite image I saw this night. This is good. This fills me with oh, that looks right. That looks really good. It feels right. Yeah, and out of all the batch of images, I think this batch of images of these characters fills me with just a smidge higher of hope. I was at cautious optimism, and now I'm still at cautious optimism, but there's at least stuff I know I'm gonna be oh, it's visually nice. It's got good set design. But I don't know, until the actual show comes out, or at least until we get a trailer, let me know if you want to see a trailer reaction from me, because I'd be willing to do that, because I love the Avatar series, and I've been kind of on the fence about this whole series from the beginning. But I'm gonna give it a chance. I'll at least watch it. I'll watch the trailer, and maybe I'll put up a video of that. But let me know what you think of these images so far, because the first batch was okay, and I think this is a better batch of images. It looks like they put a lot of effort into the set design and the costuming, at least from these images that we've seen, and I'm very excited, I guess, to see a trailer. I guess that'll decide whether or not I think it's going to be a hit or a miss. But until then, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So thank you for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, share this video around to your grandma if you're interested, and I will see you on the other side. Goodbye.